Welcome to my channel, Math Made Easy with Laurel. I'm Laurel, and in this video we're going to take a look at finding trig functions when our angles are measured in radians. So I want to start off by talking about your calculator, because your calculator has different modes of angles. It can work with angles that are measured in degrees, radians, and gradients. We're not going to worry about gradients. We've already talked about degrees. In this video, we're looking at radians. Calculators have different ways of changing to degree mode. Many of you will have a function that says DRG. And you can play around with that if you do have it, and you'll see that when you're in degree mode, you will either have nothing on the display or a D or a DEG. When you press this button, it'll change to radians, which will show with an R or RAD. And if you push it again, it'll go to gradients, which will be GRAD. And press it again and it'll go back to degrees. So many of you will have this button. Some of you will have separate mode buttons for the angle. So you might find a degree button, a radian button, and a gradient button. So just research with your calculator how you change from one mode to the other. So make sure your calculator is in radian mode. And you'll probably know that because there will be a R or an RAD on your display. Remember in the last video I said if there is no unit and you know it's an angle, which you know it is because we have a trig function, then we understand that that is radians. It's not degrees. So we don't have to change to degrees in order to find our sine of pi over 4. We don't need to know what this angle is in degrees. All we need to do is make sure we're in radian mode, and then we find the sine of it. So again, some of you will have to go put pi divided by 4 and then press the sine function. Probably the majority of you are just going to go sine. Some of you might need to use brackets when you go pi divided by 4 and then end your bracket. So just play around to make sure you're comfortable and confident with what you do on your calculator. And when you plug that in, you should get 0.71. So try it on your calculator, make sure you get this same answer. Let's try the next question. If I had the cos of 8 pi over 9, again, I'm just going to press cos of bracket 8 times pi divided by 9, and I should get a value of negative 0.94. And that makes sense because 8 pi over 9 is in quadrant 2. It's between pi over 2 and pi, so we know that cos is negative. No, but your calculator will do that for you. Again, try this question. Make sure you know on your calculator how to calculate it. The next example is an inverse trig function. We do it the same way we did it when we were working with degrees. Beta will equal the inverse tan of 1.5. So if we had tan of some angle we're finding is equal to 1.5, and we want that angle in radian measure, we would make sure our calculator is in radian mode and just do inverse tan of that value, and we should get 0.98 radians. So again, try that on your calculator. When you're just finding trig functions, it's very straightforward. Just make sure your calculator is in radian mode. If you're just finding regular inverse trig functions, again, make sure your calculator's in radian mode and do your inverse trig functions. But you'll probably get questions like this that say find theta if theta is greater than or equal to 0 radians but less than 2 pi radians. Very similar to what we did in degrees when we went between 0 and 360 degrees. If you get instructions like this, it's basically telling you that you have two possible answers. Your calculator is only going to give you one of those answers, and you're going to have to figure out what the other answer is. Our first example, sine of theta equals 0.4. We're going to go inverse sine of 0.4 to get an angle of 0.41 radians. So that's our first answer. Before we start finding the second angle, let's just review the radians in your complete rotation. Starting at your positive x-axis, that's 0 radians. 90 degrees is equivalent to pi over 2 radians, which is approximately equal to 1.57 radians, just so that you have a number value that you can think about. 180 degrees is pi radians, and that's approximately 3.14 radians. 270 degrees is 3 pi over 2 radians, which is approximately 4.71 radians. And back to 360 is 2 pi radians, which is approximately equal to 6.28. I think those numbers will help you understand if you're in the correct quadrant. So this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. And we have to remember where sine, cosine, and tangent are positive and negative. All trig functions are positive in quadrant 1. Sine is the only trig function that's positive in quadrant 2, so both cosine and tangent are negative. In quadrant 3, tangent is the only trig function that's positive in quadrant 3, so both sine and cosine are negative. And in quadrant 4, cosine is the only trig function that's positive, sine and tangent are negative. So using all that information again, we're going to find the second angle. We know that sine is positive in quadrants 1 and 2. The angle that we obtained is in quadrant 1. So we want to find this angle here in quadrant 2. We know the amount of rotation will be 0.41 radians. In order to find our second angle, we take pi radians, subtract that rotation of 0.41. Just like we did when we were working with degrees, we took 180 degrees and subtracted that amount of rotation. And we should get 2.73 radians. So those are our two answers. Let's try the next example. Theta will equal the inverse cos of 0.25. So my first answer, when I have my calculator in radian mode and I go inverse cos of 0.25, I get 1.32. So there's my first answer. 1.32 is between 0 and 1.57, so I know that my angle is in quadrant 1. Where else is cos positive? In quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. So I want to find the other answer, or the other angle. So if my rotation is 1.32 radians, to get my angle in quadrant 4, it's going to be 2 pi minus that amount of rotation from the horizontal. So my second angle will be 2 pi minus 1.32 radians, which will be equal to 4.97 radians. So I'm doing the same process that we did when we were working with degrees, except instead of using 360 and 180, I use pi and 2 pi. And I'm always adding or subtracting the amount of rotation from the horizontal, depending on the quadrant that my angle is in. Let's take a look at some more examples. Okay, my next example, I'm told tangent of some angle theta is equal to 1.42. So I find inverse tan of 1.42, and my first answer is 0.96 radians. In order to find the other angle, I need to determine where tangent is positive. I know it's positive in quadrant 1 and also quadrant 3. So, if my rotation is 0.96 radians, which is in quadrant 1, to find the angle in quadrant 3, I'm going to add that amount of rotation to pi radians. So my second angle will be pi plus 0.96 radians. So my second answer is 4.10 radians. Sometimes your ratio may be negative, so let's do an example where we have sine theta is equal to negative 0.83. So I'm going to find inverse sine of negative 0.83. My calculator is in radian mode, so the angle I obtain is negative 0.98 radians. That will be an angle in quadrant 4. And I do not want to express it as a negative angle because the instructions say express between 0 and 2 pi radians. So I'm going to just add a complete rotation or revolution to that. It's just like adding 360 degrees. So my first answer will be a positive 5.30 radians. To determine the second answer, or the second angle, I determine where sine is negative. I know it's negative in quadrant 4 and quadrant 3. You found the angle in quadrant 4. In order to find the angle in quadrant 3, I know my amount of rotation from the horizontal is 0.98 radians. So I've got pi radians plus 0.98. So my second angle will be pi plus a rotation of 0.98, which is equivalent to 4.12 radians. Okay, my last example, I have a reciprocal function. Recall the cosecant function is the reciprocal of the sine function. So if cosecant theta is equal to 1.5, that means that the sine of theta will be the reciprocal of 1.5. That allows me to find my angle. I take the inverse sine of the reciprocal of 1.5. My calculator is in radian mode, so I get an answer of 0.73. To find my other angle, I know sine is positive in quadrants 1 and 2. Therefore, cosecant will be positive in those same quadrants. So, the angle I obtained was in quadrant 1. To find the angle in quadrant 2, the amount of rotation from the horizontal is 0.73. So I subtract that from pi. So there's my first angle. My second angle will be pi minus 0.73 radians. And that's equivalent to 2.41 radians. Practice these. In the next video, I'm going to talk about unit circle. Till then, take care.